Hello. Yeah, finally got it figured out. Gamer, how you doing? Oh my goodness. OBS just decided to not just 20th of April. Let's just not record the screen. Just not allow the screen recording. Pineapple Steve, how you doing? Bone Brew, what's going on? Prashan, great to have you, my friend. Let me just get it all sorted. Now, fingers crossed, this is still... You can still see this? I'm pretty sure you can still see that. All right, fantastic. My apologies for the late start. I blame OBS. Okay. So today, I'm just going to play around with some painting. I want to try some of these more extreme, not crazy extreme, but some of these like different poses potentially. Maybe starting off with this fella. He's a little bit, something's going on with him. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Want to do some painting as well today because we've done a lot of, not a whole, like, in the scheme of things, not a great deal, but more line work focused things as of late. So I wouldn't mind doing a bit of color. That would be nice. So what am I seeing here? I'm seeing like, I want to really like, potentially really whack that back up and that spine. Have those arms like kick back. And then hands, neck. See how far we can push it without it being silly. Or we can be silly if we want. Nothing wrong with that. So there's going to be the squash there. Color mixing possibly. Then Narita. I too blame OBS. Thank you. All right, we're on the same page. I like it. Jameson, yeah, man. Yeah, hit us up in, you can find my email. That'll be the best place to reach me in the, what do you call it? The description. The link tree. All right, let's see what we got here. Too early for words. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. My sleep schedule is fucked. All right, so what do we got? We're going a little bit too close to the reference here, so I want to sort of push it away. Fat Cappy, how we doing? Great to have you. So we got the chest there. I've actually been doing a little bit of sketching this week, which has been lovely because I've literally, I reckon the past like 2 months, the only drawing I've been doing is on stream pretty much. 4:30 a.m. in East Africa. Great to have you. Good morning. I appreciate it, Jameson. Because yeah, the last couple of months, the only drawing I've really been doing is stream, which is cool, and I'm very appreciative of it. But it's like, yeah, you got to do some personal stuff, you know. You got to really get, I don't know, sit there by yourself. All right, fingers. We can just throw them in there for the moment. A little bit of hunchback going on, which I don't dislike. And he's got some like crazy like jeans. I reckon I might just keep it up to this, focus on this for today. Now we've got that mouth open. Kentas, how you doing? So what do we got? Let's think through. We've got the skull. We can imagine that here. The upper jaw. Depends how crazy you want to go with this as well. Like we don't have to keep it to like human sort of proportions. We can like really like pull this head down if we want to. We just have to accommodate it. But let's go back to what we was doing before, and we can always push and pull it later. So we got the upper jaw, right? Sneaking in behind that skin there. We got this skull. Right, upper jaw. Now there's going to be a nice little hinge here. So that's going to hinge down. Depends how crazy we want to get with it. We can always put it like that. We don't have to keep it anatomically correct by any means. We can really go more extreme. Bugger it. Go like full on, like dislocate the jaw. Boom, boom. All right, cool. So we got the underneath. Why? You don't have to do this. I don't know. I'm sketching. I'm just doing whatever. Trying to find that gesture at the same time. Sometimes you just don't need an explanation to why you're doing stuff. Why you're doing it this way? Because I feel like it. That's why. Ah, Jameson, welcome to YouTube. Thomas, how you doing? Yeah, so I've been doing a little bit more personal stuff, and it's funny that I feel a little bit, I don't know, like it's good. I feel good about doing it. I feel bad when I don't do personal. Because there's like the business side of personal and like the current projects and that kind of thing. But then there's just like doing it just for doing it. And when I don't do it just for doing it, I don't have a great time. There's something missing. I'm trying to put my finger on it. It's like, what's missing? It's like, oh, you haven't drawn in like 2 months just for yourself, you nuff. Reminds me a lot of SCP-096. I'm not familiar with the SCP. It's probably going to be something very SCP. Super chicken popcorn. I got no clue what SCP is. You're going to say it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah. Alright. Whack that head gesture in there. It's 96. Anyway, he extends his jaw, this skinny, elongated humanoid creature. Ah, nice one. I feel like I haven't done art in a while if I don't work on personal work every day, even if I've drawn all day. Yeah, 100%. 100% gamer. That's it. Because there's this like exploratory zone that you don't quite reach, which I've been missing. Because yeah, honestly, I've been doing a lot of building the course, which is great, and I'm very thankful, and it's all gone well. But it's like there's a part where, yeah, cool, teaching and doing concepts and that sort of stuff. But there's also, I really want to push. I've got to remember to set time aside for my own growth and interest and that kind of thing as well, which is going to feed into the content that I put out as well, you know. So anyway, Anwar, appreciate ya. Who's got tiny little ears? Go the opposite of everything that I ever do. Tiny little ears. Give him a little bit of an expression, maybe. Even, I like the white eyes, or just something that's, it looks a little bit on the creepier end. It's not an original idea. I see this all over the place. The white eyes, the creepy sort of no eye color sort of deal, but that's fine. Do we want a little bit more teeth, or maybe a little bit less? I don't know. I'll just keep it like that for now. Why we've gone more creepy today, I don't know. I've been doing a little bit more like darker kind of, I don't know, poses and stuff, just even just this week personally, which has been fun. So there's this whole community that has this like copyright free trademark, so anyone can add to it, and it's called SCP Foundation. Ah, I get you. It's the idea there's these cryptids that are contained. It's where the backrooms originated from. How interesting. Hey Ben, question for you. What are some ways you think about giving your illustrations 9 lives in terms of product or content? Like, do you have categories or ways you organize your thoughts for that? 9 lives. You talked about reusing content. Is that what you mean? Just want to make sure before I go off and... Ah, it's an internet love letter for all things urban legends. I see. That's a nice way to put it. And yes, that's how I'm... Okay, cool. A lot of it is planning ahead. Like I guess it's more systems thinking in that case. Like if I was in content mode, which I haven't been in a little while. For example, always recording stuff all the time so you can reuse it. That's number one. So you have the ingredients. 9 lives. Well, it depends what you want to do with it. You could explain your process, but if that's not something you want to do, then you can cut that out. You could do certain parts. You can do just if it's like just rendering this part, do it as a quick reel. Boom, boom, boom. Get this part all working. And then maybe do the whole body, and then do the whole thing as the final time lapse. Quick cut sort of thing. Maybe you can do something where you do a voiceover over the top of it, what you were thinking, what was tricky. As the time lapse is going on, it's like, all right, cool. Now, yeah, this jaw was doing my head in. I couldn't figure it out. But then finally, when I remembered that the jaw hinged and the teeth sort of go down instead of jut out like this, it makes a lot more sense. And it sort of came to get like, yeah, I'd start also looking outside of the niche of art for content ideas as well, because it gets a little bit echo chambery, I think. Not a bad, like, it's not a dig at anyone or anything. It's just always a good idea anyway for creativity in all its forms. Yeah, more so for yourself, your systems that you have built for yourself, or is it more so intuitive for you because you mentioned planning? Not my job. How you doing? Yeah, well, for me, if I was to, let's say if I was to do this, right? If I was being really, really planny, I would, and this is the thing, this is the subject of the content, right? We're talking 9 lives. I would say I would plan out the stream. If I was really, really doing it, I'd plan out the stream. Okay. I might even do a quick little sketch of this guy beforehand. Really outline literally what I just said before, but I would actually plan it where it's like, all right, the jaw hinges, and this is how I turn this guy into that. Bull. That's one piece of content. 2, gesture. In the stream, I might talk about gesture, really pushing it, seeing what I'm seeing in a simplified way, you know, really pushing this back, and I might even post these after I've completed it. So it's not just a sketch, it's more potentially more engaging if it's the final thing, but then you go, like, you give a glimpse of the final thing and then you snap back to this sort of more sketchy ideation phase, you know. So that's another thing. Another thing I could talk about is, I could go fucking ever on one piece of code. Like, it's just the time to do it. This is where I need a team, and I'm working on that. But then I could think about, all right, how would I simplify or understand the 3-dimensionality of this, right? Let's say the hands, for example. Instead of having everything just 2-dimensional, and then you've got like the hand as like a 2-dimensional thing, why not think about it in 3 dimensions, which gives it a little bit more of a dynamic. So you've got like the arm on this. I don't know, I haven't thought it through, but you know what I mean? Like, instead of just profile view, you got to think about, even in the profile view, things like this arm back here, you don't see it, but it's going back in space. The elbow's probably back here somewhere, right? The hand, if we were to box it, probably facing more that way, right? Just how the arms go inwards, they're not just like straight like this. Stuff like that. And then you can just go. And then when you have the final thing, if you got the final thing recorded, then you do that as a time lapse, you know, or you break up the sketch and then you do the sketch as the time lapse, or like the quick edit, and then you do the painting as the quick edit, and then you do a final connection with the both of them. Like, you could just go forever. Oh yeah, that's actually far more granular than I was thinking. Didn't think about each step of the drawing as a different piece of, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Like, especially because I'm interested in this shit, you know? As you can hopefully see, I can talk for a month of Sundays just on, like, I don't know, like the elbow. Like, how does this even work? Yeah, it's a hinge. But, like, how do you translate that then into a simplified sort of form? Do you need to know the bones? I like to understand the bones. All right, but then you got this. This is going to be like the edge of that elbow. The part where if you bang it, it's not funny at all. All right, and then understanding the anatomy and blah, 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 blah. And then how this, like, you got the twist of the bones of the arms and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I would follow your interests more so, which is going to open up because I love this stuff. Like, this is, I couldn't have kept doing, I couldn't keep doing this stuff if I didn't enjoy doing this, you know? And in terms of product and not content, because I know you want to do more things like the Plain Jane, yeah, would you be interested in doing like art toy models of things like the dino illustration? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think that's going to become part of the content and the business as well, and like the products that I'll put out, because I just enjoy it too much. Make a great Gamel Frankenstein of Notre Dame. Nice. I like it. Yeah, absolutely. Like Bone Brew, I take a lot of inspiration from what's his name? Gabriel Suarez. If you just do your best guesstimation of how to spell that and whack it in Google. Like, I want to do, again, it's all time, right? I want to do a lot of stuff. But I want to be doing the 2D. I want to mix it with the 3D printing, the 3D sculpting, the traditional sculpting. I want to mix it with the traditional painting. I don't want to lock myself into one thing. I don't necessarily want to be the tutorial dude, but I want it to be educational through the content of less. I explain this to when people ask me about content specifically when they're trying to teach something. The way I like to do stuff is less so, hey, this is how you do it. This is the way you do it, and do it this way. Versus, hey, come sit beside me. I'm super interested in this particular thing. This is what's helped me get to this result. I hope it helps. That way, it just makes it a lot more fun, because it doesn't tie me into like having to know everything. It's like we're discovering it along the way, if that makes sense. And that's a lot more fun for me. So it's trying to, I've said this before, but I'd love to almost take a page out of Tested and Adam Savage's book, where his stuff is super educational, but it's almost like you don't realize it until you're halfway through the video and you're like, shit, I'm learning about this random thing that I might not necessarily be interested in, but it's like ties into other stuff or into like a larger project, you know? Raul, you have a dino illustration? We'll love to see that. Huge dino nerd here. Me too. I want to do more dinosaurs. Yeah, I've done some randomly in stream. There's like a stream where I just did like a little dinosaur going over an overpass just for like some lighting tests. But I want to do more dinosaurs because I really enjoy dinosaurs. Some collectible vinyl figures of your characters would be really neat. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I want to do full figured scenes almost. I think that would be cool. And then we can study from them. See, this is the thing. It can like cross over. It's like we could do the concepts together. We can do it on stream. We could figure it out. I can do different character concepts, different scene concepts. Then we could take it through the whole process of, all right, how are we going to 3D model this thing? All right, we got to get our 3D sculpting chops up. Then we can do paint tests in 3D to be like, all right, how do we paint this? How do we light it? How does it look when it's lit? Then we can use that as our own study tool to then do traditional painting if we want, or digital painting or whatever. And then I could potentially 3D print it, or I could traditionally sculpt it. And then based on what we've done in 3D, we can use that for the realistic paint job that I'll do with the airbrush and that kind of, the content is endless. And the fun is endless. And that's the thing, Bone Brewer as well. Follow the stuff that gets you going, I think, is the big thing. Because then it's not so much of a struggle to be like, oh, what can I do to do more stuff? It's almost like I've got too many things I want to do that I don't have time to do it. And it's annoying versus let's try and figure out the best way to, like, trying to sort of get blood from a stone. If it's feeling like that, I would see if you can adjust your thinking with it and really start to think, what actually gets me excited about this stuff, you know? I'm realizing more and more I'm not big on the content and like making videos per se, but I don't mind writing or streaming at all. Yeah, but there is also a reality of in this space of, yeah, there's this stuff that you don't necessarily enjoy. Do I love video editing? To a certain degree, but there comes a point where I'm just like, I wish this video was just done, you know? It's not all just like super enjoyable, wake up at 4 a.m. to get back to work, you know what I mean? There are some that you just, yeah. There are gives and takes. What's your opinion on the future of the industry with all the layoffs and how would you counter it? I'm not too familiar, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not too clued into that side of the industry at all. So anything that I say, I don't think is of value. Adrian, there is a free app called Snip Paste to use for putting reference screenshots to reference for you and puts it over your screen so you don't have to put the web Pinterest like this. Yeah, there is. I like the web Pinterest, so I could just jump around. There's also one called PureRef that I use, but no, appreciate it, Adrian. Approaching with curiosity, 100%. I love how he learns with the projects too, 100%. Like when he gets the lathe and he's like, oh shit, this is a dangerous thing. Let's figure it out together. Like, it's great. All right, let's get back. You got me going. Got me all excited about the future. About what we're going to work on, you know? Oh. Okay, where were we? This fella. I like this. This is feeling cool. Now, does he have a hunchback or, question, is he like really sucked up in there, like his whole, could we just bear with me? Give us a moment. Uno momento, por favor. Does this make any sense anatomically? Absolutely not. Nah, stupid idea. Shh, nah. Forget it happened. Let's go back. What I was thinking, it was doing like an ultra, like sucked in, like holy shit, what's even going on with this guy? But then it looks a bit silly, I think, personally. You know what's funny, Ben? Basically, you want to do what we used to do when the internet was first popping off, basically, and what YouTube was originally for. I think there is a big opportunity in that, because I think it's going back to that. Personally, I think there's a gap in the market for it, and that's exciting as well. Basically, come check out this cool thing I like to do and maybe learn something. Yeah. Because as I've said before, like, I like this figuring out stuff. I like figuring out where the skull is. Like, how do I get better at this? Blah, blah, blah. And once it's finished, it's finished. I can't do anything more with it. I'm kind of like, all right, cool, on to the next. That's part of that. That's most of the fun for me. I'm torn. They say dinos didn't look like that, but I like our version. Yeah, I don't care. Dinos, yeah. Don't touch my dinos. My dinosaurs. Make them skinny. Make them all skin and bones. Yeah, do like a full-on posed clothed character and half body is like simplified anatomy, like plain Jane. That'd be neat. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm working on an écorché at the moment, a stylized écorché, which will be cool. I'm turning back to my training in public speaking, poetry, and writing to try and pull the principles and lessons I can take from to apply to my work. I recently saw something very great. Fantastic. Win, how you doing? Tomas, hello from Argentina. Great to have you. Ben, do you have some particular recs for learning expression? I assume caricaturists are the type of masters to study. For expressions? Caricaturists are great for likeness. Expressions. I think we don't utilize video as much for the transitions between expressions. So I'd even get a video of yourself, or even look at a movie where expressions change. Someone comes up with an idea, or they turn, you know what I mean? Like they go from happy to like realization. All that sort of stuff. The subtleties. And trying to pick up on what changes between the two. Because we oftentimes see this grid of expressions. And it's like happy, sad, angry, curious, blah, 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 blah. Which is great. But I think we don't utilize video enough for learning. Been using PureRep as a task manager. Learned you can make checklists in it. Yeah, they've updated it. That's pretty cool. All art is the same, and the greatest artists and creatives are multi-creatives. David Bowie used to paint when he couldn't write a song, or like Kid Cudi is a painter, 100%. Jamie Foxx, comedian, actor, singer. Yeah, just keeps it interesting, you know. I'm slowly getting back into enjoying making video content. Nice. It's a strange one, but I think the best thing I found is don't put pressure on it or expectations. Yeah. I mean, what is it? Like comparison is the thief of joy, right? It's so true. Because that's what's stopping a lot. I mean, it stops me as well. Like I haven't posted on Instagram. I've got like, I don't know, 2 or 3 illustrations that I could post to Instagram, but I don't because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. Why? Fuck knows. It's stupid. It's like, oh, what if people don't like it? Who gives a shit? I should take my own advice, but I won't. Cosmic, how often do you give up on a drawing or painting and move on to something else these days? Quite often. I mean, I give up on most things that we do on stream. They just live in that final state. I think we could. Maybe. Put his head down here and like the neck. Let's try that. The neck is like really... there's something about the pokey outiness of the neck, but I also want maybe down like that. We could even make these eyes, I reckon. Even more intense. Because, I mean, look at him. He's bloody, like, yelling about something. Maybe it's when OBS decides to not record your freaking stream 5 minutes before the stream. That's what I'm channeling right now. I like the bigger eyes. But see, we're still in the gesture stage. Not making any commitments. Hamas, for expressions, I like to reference animation character sheets. Yeah, 100%, because they have to be really clear in order to make it readable to the audience in only a few frames. That's a fantastic point as well. Why you do see those character sheets of just the big expressions. So let's think. What have we got here? Well, we could add story to this if we wanted to. Now, is he angry or is he upset? Because angry is going to be this. And he's like, you mother lover. Or he's going to be like, damn you, mother lover. Very subtle difference there. The condition of human, hey? As a species, we really care more than we should about how we perceive 100% of what we have to show. Comparison will always be a killer and a pain in the backside. 100%. Or maybe we could do somewhere in between. So what's the story here? Why is he upset? I mean, this could get really dark really quick. Like, he could have something that's died here. And he's just, like, really upset. But, I don't know. I think we lost a little bit of that character in the eyes here. So let's see if we can bring it back. A monster has lost his friend. I almost want it to be like juxtaposed against something like something stupid that he's like getting upset about. Dropped his ice cream. Yeah. That's not a bad one. And then you've got like the comic book. It's like I don't hate that actually. Now we've got this guy. We could do it sideways like we've got here. I would like to see a little bit of depth in the mouth. You know? Poor fella. Looks like a still from an American Werewolf in London, the transformation scene. Yeah, it does a little bit. I think it's knockback time. We have kind of kept on this guy for a while. What do we think? Take him further, put a bit of color on him. I don't know. Maybe I just do this one more pass and we go another one and then maybe we come back to him. I'd love to, yeah, like push it even more. So this head back here. I mean, you could also do like a nice juxtaposition where we've been out all the fancy words today. Where this is like a really intense pose, but it's very subtly, almost gently rendered with like pencil or something. Or like a pencil kind of style. That could actually be a good, you know, that's actually a good post. Have this guy as like the first carousel, and then the second is just the ice cream on the floor. What a bad idea. I quite like that. I want to play around with some more like stuff like that. There might be a little bit of perspective here. So there is the acromium process, or roundabouts where it would be. So here's clavicle. Scapula, probably somewhere around there, I don't know. He's in a very crazy position there. simplify some of these shapes to keep the focus on the here, because we don't want to get all super detailed back here. All right, let's see if we can break down these hands. Now, what kind of hands is he going to have? Is he going to have little spindly, tiny ones? You're going to have a little bit more chunk to them, potentially. So it's like that. We could even stretch it even more. We need to see that other side of the hand potentially. It's just a little bloody forest of fingers at the moment. That's right, we get the idea, the gesture. So it's going to be on the opposite set. This is where I'd probably take reference, honestly. I'd take a photo of myself going like, eh. Alright, cool. You get the impression of it. We could even do that like real, like front lit, heavy shadow. Where it really shows that silhouette and it's kind of like an eerie sort of shading, which is going to whack a bunch of the speculars like right in line with that camera flash, which can give it like a really cool sort of effect. I've been really liking that look recently. And this is going to cast a shadow, and then we could, oh, this is nice, because then you could have that shadow crossing over the body there, so it gives it more dimension. I like. Even here, depending on the flash kind, you know, this would all dip into shadow. And then he's all upset over, do we have this kind of cone, I reckon. And then if we like rendered up the ice cream like really nicely, but like all pastel colors and stuff, I think it'd be pretty funny actually. I like it. I was going to show you guys what I've been working on as well. If we hold the phone. All right, so we still have context of what we're working on. I'm pretty proud, like speaking of other stuff, pretty proud of the mold. This has taken so long to freaking figure out. This is the rough. This is the encapsulation of make it exist and make it better later. All right. So this is for this half of the Jane castings. So this is called, I think this is called a matrix mold. Boom. Boom. Half and half. So these all interlock nicely together. And then these two halves, I think I showed you this in the other stream. These two parts come apart. I've made a much nicer one, but this is the one that I've tested. The annoying thing is though, you got to figure out where the pore holes go, right? So that there is where you actually pour in the resin. Whoop, hold on, where is he? There. That's where you pour in the resin. But then all these little air holes you got to have, or you're going to get a bubbly little plain Jane. So then you end up, and the reason I wanted to do this, I could have just cast a flat and then just like sanded it down, but I want the magnets in here, right? So that's what you end up with after a little bit of finishing. You see you still got the pore hole. Oh, there. You got the magnets that are filled flush. I think this is, they're still, yeah, magnetic. Just a little screw in there. Right, and then you got this tiny, that the goal of this as well is to get the least amount of parting lines. So I've got the parting line right around the edge. Otherwise, you're just going to have like a dirty, great big line on the casting if you do it somewhere else. I'd really love to do a video of this, like a YouTube video, because I think it's fascinating. It's such a pain in the ass, and it can be a terrible time at times. which is great for a video because you got the ups and downs of it working and it not working. But I'd love to do like a full process of like making a Jane from the full concept, the ideation, the big old struggles, and then even the packaging and stuff like that. Like I'd have to figure out a way where it would hit my audience currently on YouTube with like the drawing. So I think I'll go into like why I did it in the first place, like why I want to do sculpting and all that sort of stuff. I'd have to figure out the story there. What would be interesting, the hook, all that sort of stuff. Oh, also, I wanted to show you this as well. Actually, no, I'll wait. Let's do another one. A quick, something else, just to swap it up. I got some of these poses here. Like, this is cool as hell. Like, look at this. Like, is that paint? I don't. That's photography, I think. Like, how cool would that be? As like a, he's got like little LEDs on his face by the looks of it. But how cool would that be for like a draw, like a painting? Because I've seen people do paintings like this. Like, look at that, like so overexposed. It looks creepy as hell. I love it. Yeah, you see some people have done it. Yeah, this guy. Jen Munns. Very unsettling. I love it. What do we want to do? Oh, what about this guy? We could do the same thing with this guy. And he's still upset, but he's just in a different. Or maybe he starts here, then he goes to this pose where he's on his knees, and then you just see the ice cream. I think that's the play. Maybe. It's the idea at least anyway, so let's just do a little gesture. Maybe we just do the gesture without any plan. Don't have to make it look like this character. Let's just see where we end up. All right, gesture. Don't get too caught up. Boom. Hands. Knees. And toes. Head direction down this way. Potentially a cylinder to help us out with perspective. Nose. Eyes. Placement. Squash. Stretch. Squash. Brow. Ear. Mouth. Okay, we got a little gesture here. Don't worry about arm, hand, Okay, cool. Good little gesture. Take a 2-minute break. Gonna grab a coffee. I'll be back. I should write it here. Coffee. Okay. No, that's what I'm getting. You don't care what I'm doing. I need to say I'll be back in. What's wrong with me? Back in 3.75 mins. Okay. And look at that. The chat on stream is frozen. What a... There we go. Now we're up to date. Now we see what you guys are talking about. All right. We got some nutrients this time. Banana. Thank you, gamer. All right. Oh, yeah. All right. Where were we? Gesture. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this fella. Head. Schnoz. Eye. Schnoz a little higher. Center line. Yeah, I'm going very deliberately back a bit further because I typically put the ear, that's just like a habit of mine, I'll put the ear too close to the head or to the face, let's say. Let's see if we can find the anatomy. Find that chest. Elbow, little bicep. abdominals, whack them in there. No, I still want him to be a little bit sad. I've got my beans. They're all on the floor. My beans. Where did you get beans from? Yeah, there's gonna be some work here that we got to figure out. Oh, that could be very good, gamer. Maybe that's what Dunguns was saying. There's layers to it. Poindexter, hey, been enjoying the streams as always. Thank you for popping past. I had a question. Is it hard for you to do personal work, like a personal story, with your art rather than something that is not as emotionally related? I've never really tried, if I'm honest, to do something that hits too close to home. I've had ideas, but it's like, I don't know. Good question, though. I haven't put too much thought into it. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't do it in the future, because I think it's good. I don't know, it's interesting. It grounds it in some sort of reality. But also, I want to keep, I don't know, my private stuff a little bit private as well. But I guess that's up to me to choose, right? I can then decide how much I want to share. Yes, there were layers to my comments besides just thanking the guys for the can of beans. Very good, Dunguns. So he's looking at his hand. I think that's good. So he can... just have him just absolutely devastated. Still looks a little bit too posed, though, you know? It's like, oh no, my ice cream. Off topic, Project Hail is a great movie. Pretty good, right? Not bad. We might just finish up this gesture, and I kind of want to do some painting to cruise into the end of the stream. Yeah, could do that. I think the pose just in general, it's not the... I almost want to push it more, like I want him to be like... I can imagine he's like on the floor. And he's just like... He's just on the floor. Just like banging his fist. He's just like, no. Maybe head this way. He's just like that devastated. This just doesn't do it for me. It's like, and you two are like yelling. Right, just something weird, like, I don't know. It needs to be like between this and this. This is too much. Poindexter, thanks, Ben. Gotta make a comic sharing personal things in hopes of reaching people. It's very difficult. Yeah, I can imagine. But also at the same time, it could make it easier. I'd imagine. Because it's coming from a place of truth. I don't know, something stupid like that. Oh, this is a concept that started up as this guy. And we can go and push it and pull it whatever which way. Come on. Okay, I want to do some painting. Wouldn't mind doing a little study of this because there's some real subtleties here, right? We can add some color in here. So let's just give ourselves a sketch to work with. So oftentimes work in the big shapes, big blocky, big lights, big darks. But I think as of late, I've been really enjoying just getting real subtle. Something about these shapes is giving Steve Houston art vibes. What a compliment. Maybe it's because it's muscular men in very intense poses. In motion, probably. Super, how we doing? So I'm just giving myself a little base to then have us explore some subtle value shifts. I reckon that'll be fun. Stream's going good. Just working on some more extreme poses today. Something a little bit more interesting. And then we're going to do some subtle value studies, I think. Here, so I'm just giving myself a base to work off of. Now, even though half this head is off, I wouldn't mind trying to figure out where that would be, like behind this arm. Alright, let's work in the hand. And then I think we can do ourselves some favors by giving ourselves a darker sort of background. Something like that. Whack a bit of color on him as well. Okay, so that's our little reference point. Maybe we start off with a bit of color, just like a pale something. And we can work up from there. If you could work on any comic book like existing property, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, what would it be? Any comic book? Just for my childhood, Spider-Man. I reckon. Because I reckon like a few streams, but like quite a few streams back, we cracked open some of my old Spider-Man comics, and I didn't realize, but I was getting influenced heavily, like stylized. Like before I even decided to do any stylized stuff, I was heavily influenced by, I can't remember his name, particular artist, Spider-Man artist. Like you see it and you're like, oh, holy shit, yeah. Makes perfect sense. How long have I done art overall? Most of my life, really. I'm 32 now. Do we do skin color or do we do like a crazy color? Like a purple or a green or something? What does that feel like? Yeah, maybe just try something. No, why did it? Okay. Yeah, maybe we just try something. Why not? Was it Ultimate Spider-Man? Do I have it here? Hold the phone. It's these ones. Peter Parker Spider-Man. Like, you look through these ones and you're like, oh yeah, no shit, he got influence from that. But before I even realized that these ones, I was always drawn to the, like, pun fully intended, I was always drawn to these ones. And Jenkins, Buckingham, Fulcher. Who's the cover art, or just like the artist in general for Peter Parker? I looked it up, but it's like, it's always the covers that got me. I was just like, hell yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I used to sit, like, I used to copy him as a kid. Like, I never tried to do anything myself. Let's have a look. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Man comic. Cover artiste. Nah, it's not Todd McFarlane. It'll be where is it? Peter Parker Spider-Man cover. There's so many different, yeah, I know. I think it's this artist. Yep, it's this artist. Mark Buckingham? But it's also this, I'm not sure if this is the same. It's Herrera. I think it's Herrera. Spider-Man Herrera. Potentially. Yeah. I mean, yeah, look at this. Boom. These are the ones that always appealed to me. Like, really, like, oh, you can't even see him. My apologies. I'm trying to find it. No one can see anything. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, no, Ramos as well. No, Ramos. Herrera and Ramos. Humberto Ramos. That rings a bell. Humberto Ramos. Yeah. But it's just like, yeah, you can see the influence. But it's the Peter Parker ones. These guys. This one in particular, I remember seeing this one and being like, damn, how? All right, let's play with a bit of color variation, shall we? Humberto Ramos, yeah, there we go. So they're just laying a nice little foundation here for us to play. I mean, these colors could honestly be anything. Alright, so we're going to start to try and creep up on some of these values. Or this turning of form, right? I'm going to darken some of this hair. Have a good one, Super. Now, do we try? you thinking? I don't hate the yellow. Let's try that, and then we can come through and... I might just... Yeah, let's just merge it all down, because I'm going to make some adjustments anyway. Whoa. There's a what? There's a little ad from... Oh, you scumbags. Get out of here, lady. Ah. Good call, gamer. Alright, so let's think. Where is this light source coming from? Now, one thing I did want to show you, what I've been working on. Let's have a look. She's in the room next to me. So I've been working on these visualizations in the course. All right. So I've made a light ray gun and a normal gun. Okay, so what this means, depending on the light source, right, we can place or understand where that light ray is hitting. We can understand where the normal of that plane is as well. So this plane is facing upwards, middle, all right, and we can even see if it wants to work, which it probably won't. You can see the angle. All right, so what is this? Who gives a shit, right? Well, particularly even for very subtle changes, even like the curve of this face, you look how crazy that these normals, like how different that angle is comparative to that light source, right? So this one's going to be brighter than these ones by far, but if we just look at it, you might not pick that up. So this is a way I've found to sort of visualize what's going on the surface. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't wait to show you. Like you can see, what's another one? If we come here, clear all these guys. So you can see exactly where that light is terminating. and then exactly where the light is hitting, so you can get like a really clear indication of what's going on. Anyway, more to show later on, but I've been working hard on getting that working. But why does that matter? Well, if we're looking at this, all right, even the most subtle plane changes like this arm here. Thanks, Prashant. Even the most subtle plane changes are going to make a difference. All right, and we could miss these out very easily. Even this sort of wrapping of the deltoid there, we could easily miss that if we weren't really thinking in 3D and thinking about the planes and the normals and all that fun stuff, right? So we've got this light source coming from here. And this is where sometimes there's a balance between what you're seeing and what you know. Because your eyes can definitely play tricks on you. So I'm looking here, I'm thinking in here is going to be lighter. So let's brighten that up slightly. Don't want to go too overboard. Right, but we've also got this ledge here of the cheekbone, which is going to be brighter. But what's also going to happen is this is going to go down into another plane down here. This is at a different angle. Less light, or light is going to be hitting different on this plane, right? Even very subtly. And this is how you get that real subtle look. If you start to understand all this, you can stop getting lost as easily. I still get lost, but I've got like a home base I can come back to with like understanding that light source. Where's that? Where's those planes? You know, and there's going to be planes of the wrist here, which are going to be doing a similar sort of thing. So we're going to be telling the same story. Even if we wanted to do, I might try. Just for the turning forms. Or even just sketch with it, I guess. So subtle. So subtle. Might even want to throw the opacity on. They're also going to use our understanding of occlusion shadows as well. To really help sell those darker crevices. So we could throw in, if our brush wants to work for us, tilt, pen tilt, we can really darken up some of these areas in here. Contact points, contact shadows, occlusion shadows, same. Especially under here as well, to start giving that depth. Even this nice little crispy line in here. So chill. Is that the music? I'm listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers at the moment. Nice. All right, so where are these subtleties coming from? Literally. Yes, I yeah. can't yet. You're bang on. Actually, what am I? Scar tissue at the moment. Then what's next? What do we got? Suck my kiss. Nice one. Another strong blend. Hopefully you can't hear the chewing. All right, I think what I'd like to do, give it just a big pass to knock it all down. In value, most of it. So that we have room to work. What we could do, we can do one or two things. We can appreciate it, Prasad. Thank you, Prasad. Let's try that one more time. Third time's a charm. Thank you, Prasad, for popping in. Appreciate you, my friend. Hung CDCT, working on my animation project for uni right now. Nice to see you drawing. Thank you for popping in. It's still gamer. Yeah, it's 12:58 p.m. Still too early. Agreed. All right, so what we can do one or two things. We can, because we've knocked this down, we can either just erase. I think that could be the play to begin with. Let's erase or mask, let's say. And let's see. Remove the smoothing. It's a nice bit of texture there, but it's a little bit too textureful. There we go. So we can be really subtle in here. Now, the only reason I can do this right now is because I'm understanding the planes, the subtleties of the plane changes, you know. Now with this, I would like to follow the form a little bit. With this texture. Lana, you haven't missed it. You almost missed it. Gonna be wrapping it up pretty soon. But lovely to see you in here. Hope you've been well. Oh, glad to hear it. Thanks, Anna. Just experimenting with some color and texture. Catch you later, Lana. Thanks for popping in. Been watching a lot of old school Scott Robertson videos. Forgot how much stuff he had on YouTube. Yeah, it's good stuff. Randy, how you doing? I'm well, I'm well. I don't know, weird little study. Don't hate it though. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good fun. I want to get a bit of that traditional feel, you know. I've been trying to understand edges, lighting, and shadow more, and it sort of clicked for me the other day that line weight is shadow for line. I've heard it before, but I guess I didn't grasp it. That's my whole learning experience with this stuff is you hear it, 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 and then finally it's like, ding, huh, I understand it now. It just takes a bit of time. And Scott was talking about line weight, and I think because of studying painting now that it clicked watching a line weight video a few days after studying hard and soft and lost edges. Yeah, but it's also not like a rule, because I could put like a hard line, like if this was a sketch, I could put a hard line or a dark line, let's say, on the top of this arm, but it's not because that's a shadow necessarily. That's one way of doing it. I might want to do it because it helps contrast this arm from everything else, you know. It might help push it forward from his head. Same deal with this arm, you know. No, I'm noodling. I reckon I'm just going to leave it. Not going to touch it. Tomoki, what's going on? No, you're fine, dude. You just got the tail end of it. Just got the tail end. All right. Thanks, man. But with that, I reckon we'll take a look at what we did to start with. We did this fella in the beginning. A little bit of gesture, a little bit of messing about, you know, and then ended up with this nice little color study. I'm kind of happy with. I don't hate it. That little bit of rim light, or that, I guess, what's the word? Impression of a rim light. It's not exactly, but yeah, just pushing the, what's the word? Pushing the reference a little bit, playing around with color. Let me just save it to to Adobe Cloud. What is this? Stream 20th of April 26. Save. Thank you. Yeah, it becomes a choice, right? So you can render, push and pull and express light and shadow a number of different ways when it comes to drawing. 100%. 100%. Everything's just tools. Everything is just tools. But yeah, look, with that, thank you for letting me chat, you know, have a bit of a chin wag, a little bit of study. Pretty happy with how this one came out. Allowed me to experiment a little bit. And yeah, if you're new, these streams happen every week, Monday, 10:45 a.m. Australian Central Daylight Time. And I believe it's 5 p.m. PST now, or PDT, whatever it is, the daylight version. So, yeah, got some cool stuff coming up soon. Got working through the lighting, the lighting course with values, grey matter on demand. I'm tossing up whether I call it grey matter, because you got the grey matter workshops and then there's grey matter on demand. Yeah, got to figure that out. Anyway, you'll know when I put stuff out. If you're on the mailing list, you'll definitely know. But you're smart people, you can find me. Instagram, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. Going to be working on some plain Janes this Arvo. Getting all the molds done. And yeah, lots to come. Lots to come soon. But yeah, thank you for popping in. For those that are chatting, you're bloody legends. Having a bit of convo with me. But for those that are just lurking, I appreciate you just as much, because that's me at heart. I'm a lurker with this sort of stuff. So no, I appreciate you guys. And with that, Gamer, thank you. Always fun having you. Tomoki, legend. Catch you soon. Bone Brew, as always. Thanks for popping in. Amwar, great to have you. Bone Brew, before I go. Okay, go for it. I'm waiting. Duo streams. Duo streams. Do I do duo streams? I haven't. Or have I? I've had some people on, and I've gone on other people's. It's something I might want to do once I've got once I'm a little bit more, I've got a bit more time, you know? I did with Christian. I did. That was a while ago, though. No, what am I going to do without you? You'll be fine. I've got a whole library of these streams. If you want to go back and check them out as well. But yeah, yeah. So duo streams. I'd love to. I'd love to do some duo streams with people. But it's just, yeah, doing all the setup and everything takes a bit of time to figure out the logisticals. But yeah, so much. Do you do the duo to do? Yeah, I'd love to see more of that. Yeah, cool. Good to know. Good to know. And yeah, any feedback on these street, like any content stuff, always happy to hear what you guys reckon as well, because it helps me, because I'm just in this little bubble on an island in the middle of the ocean, just over here doing my thing, you know what I mean? So I can get in my head a little bit. So if you give me some feedback or things that you would want to see as I start to ramp up the content in the coming months, that would be fantastic. But look, I'll let you go. I won't hold you hostage anymore. It's too early. Dude. Exactly. Yeah, I need to go get something to eat. I need to get my brain back in action. And yeah, have a great one, guys. And I'll catch you next week, same time. See you then.